Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kat's Tiny Kitchen. I hope you're all doing great today. For dinner tonight, our recipe is going to be stuffed pork chops. I got my oil hot, so I'm going to go ahead and add a half a cup of diced onion. Stir that in there. Get them good and sauteed. As you can see, I got my pan nice and hot for you today, guys. So we're just gonna saute these so we can get them clarified, and it'll help them cook quicker in the oven. I find that when I saute the onions, they are much better and more cooked when they get done. So I got those done. They're starting to caramelize a little bit because I got my heat a little bit too hot. So I'm going to quickly add in some minced garlic. That's a teaspoon of minced jarred garlic. And I'm going to stir that in really quick. And now I'm going to remove this from the heat and set it aside. And I will get you started on the next part of the recipe here in just a minute. Okay, my onions are sauteed. And I've got 4 slices of cubed bread here that I'm going to use for my stuffing. So I'm going to add my onions. And normally I would let them cool down a little bit if I was using an egg, but in this recipe we are not using an egg. We're just going to use a few ingredients because we're making only 2 pork chops here. So I got the onions in there. Set that aside. In addition to that, we're going to add a tablespoon of bacon bits. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then I've got a teaspoon of sage. And I'm going to add that in. And then to that, I'm going to add about 1/8 a cup of, I have ham stock, but you can use chicken stock or beef stock, whatever your preference is. I may have to add a little bit more. I have some more out. So we'll see. I don't want to get it too wet because it's going to go in a pork chop, and then it will absorb some of the moisture from the pork, from the fat in the pork, and from the pork that comes from the juices. And it looks like I'm going to be okay. And yes, it does look a little dry, but like I said, it will be in a pork chop, and it's going to absorb all of those good flavors from that pork chop. So we got it all mixed up, and now we're going to stuff our pork chops. Hang on just a second, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going for the next step here, and right now I'm going to season my pork chops. I got extra thick cut pork chops that I've cut a pocket into, and we're going to season them with some of the salt, pepper, garlic on both sides. Lightly season. And then what we're going to do is season the insides of them too. A little bit of seasoning on the inside doesn't hurt. Rub that around. And we'll get this one done too. That should be good enough. Rub that around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stuffing that I prepared a little bit earlier, and I'm going to fill the pork chops with it. So I'm only making enough for 2. So if you need to cook for more people, of course you can definitely double, triple, whatever you need to do with this recipe. You can even get something of your own going if you want to. There's that one. We'll get this one stuffed. That was just the perfect amount of stuffing too, I believe. And I gotta get my other burner going here. Let me wash my hands off really quick. Get my other burner going here because I'm going to actually cook these in a pan before I put them in the oven. So we're gonna get some toothpicks and hopefully we can toothpick these shut. You want to just hold that together and keep it closed while you're baking it. Actually, this actually did turn out perfectly. And I used whole wheat bread for the stuffing. You can use whatever bread you want. So next step is to brown them in a pan. I'm going to use the same pan. I just wiped it out that I sauteed the onion in, and I'm going to do one of these at a time. So I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to brown them for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Okay, so they are both browned on each side, and I'm putting them in one of my Tupperware dishes, and I'll be baking them in the oven at 350 degrees, probably for about 30 to 35 minutes. There you go, they're in the pan there for you. Let me get you focused in. And we're usually a 2 item dish family, so the pork chops and the stuffing are going to be plenty for us. I can guarantee you Mike will not eat even probably a third of his pork chop. He eats like a bird. But anyway, I'm getting ready now to put them in the oven, and I'll be back with you when I take them out. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we are back, and I'm getting ready to pull the pork out. I actually put my handy dandy thermometer in it and got the internal temperature to 145 degrees. So I'm going to pull it out and show it to you. And they sure do look pretty. And they're pretty big. I don't even think I'm going to be able to eat all of it. But that's it, folks. That's our stuffed pork chops. All we have left to do is plate them up, cut them up, and eat them up. So I want to thank you all for coming along today, and hope you enjoyed this video and you'll try this out yourself. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one.